Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Abington Heights basketball. Joining us is the head coach, Ken Bianchi. And Kenny, and a special group of young men led by J.C. Shao this year. You guys win a district championship. A lot of new faces this year, but boy, these kids grew up awfully quick when they hit the floor, and you guys have put together a great product once again.
Yeah, John, you hit the nail right on the head. We knew we had J.C. coming back, but we had 4 starters leave last year's team. So with 4 new faces coming in, we didn't know how they gel together. Would they work together as a team? Would they want to go their own way? But they all bought into what JC could do for them, and we meshed well, and we got better and better as the season went on, and we're fortunate enough to be in the position that we're in right now.
And, Coach, with that being said, this is probably one of the most talented teams I've ever seen with just one starter back in all my years covering basketball in northeastern Pennsylvania. And I'm sure you've had a lot of talented teams there at Abington Heights, but I'm sure you could agree to say that this is a special group of young men, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure. They just improved so much. Some of them, 2 of the 4 that came didn't even let her. I mean, they just overnight they just worked on their games, and they got stronger. They got in the weight room. They improved their offensive moves. They played together as a team. They got the rebound better, passing better. We didn't see that. We knew we had the height, but did we have the rest to go along with it? We didn't know, and it just worked our way. They turned out well, and even our 2 or 3 subs coming off the bench. We don't drop too much unless we take JC out, whoever else we put in.
Well, Evan Maxwell just seems like he's really developed so quickly, and a strong kid as well. He's not one of those bean poles down low. He'll give you a little physical play down low as well.
Yeah, he was one of our bean poles until this year. He's just, his height, you can't teach that. And what he did, he worked on his inside move. He always had a nice touch. Matter of fact, he led our team in foul shooting last year. He gives us an inside-outside threat. He's athletic. He can run the floor, but his surface has just been scratched. He just came. This is the first year he started. He came off the bench last year and didn't play at all the year before that. He was injured most of that year, so his future looks bright.
And then we go to some other guys on the team. The Toro kid, the sophomore. Tremendous upside to him, and really has a lot of athletic ability as well, and he could play physical for you as well.
Yeah, he is physical. He's really come on strong this year. He's our leading rebounder. He's a big, strong kid. He can defend. He can block shots. If he works on his 15-foot jumper, he can be a real force for us in the next 2 years.
We're talking with Coach Ken Bianchi here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Joe Carroll, he's kind of that no-name guy, doesn't get a whole lot of recognition, but he's a player for you.
He may not get it outside, but he's recognized within the team. He's one of the most unselfish players we've had in a long time. He doesn't care if he gets 2 shots, 5 shots, 10 shots in the game, as long as we win. He's a good defender. If you try to stop JC and double up, Joe can hit the outside shot. He'll take a charge. He'll rebound. He gets assists during the game. He's just a team-first guy.
And, Coach, how about Ethan Danzig? You always like a coach's kid. Usually get a pretty good basketball IQ from a kid like that.
Yes. Well, besides the IQ, he can always shoot. But what he did in the off-season, he got a lot stronger. He was a great shooter. But getting stronger, playing better defense, a little bit quicker. He rebounds the ball now for us. He can get some steals. He's improved greatly in those areas. He benefits a lot when JC drives. He spots up. JC kicks it out, and he's probably our best three-point shooter.
How about J.C. Shao in the sense of, he looks like an absolute rock out there as far as his muscle, but he still's got that great touch, and a lot of times you don't always see the touch still there when guys get so fit as J.C. is.
Right. He didn't have that touch in the beginning. I think he bulked up a little bit too much, but then he stopped. Now he's back to being the old J.C. He's been super first this year. He's the catalyst, that makes our team go. Everybody knows that. And then in tough games, he's got to get the ball up the court, gets us in the right sets, leads us in scoring. Again, our wings can spot up on the outside. If they try to help out on him, he'll find the open man. The big guys love him because they know if they run the floor, that's why they're running the floor, because they know if they run the floor, he'll get them the ball. And, they're looking forward to that. There's no way that he should be getting, in the beginning of the year, he was too unselfish. No way he should be getting 6 to 8 shots a game. And that's happened too many times. We told him that if we were going to go anywhere in the big picture this postseason, that he had to get a little more aggressive scoring. I know you have to help make everybody else better, but you got to be the major part of it. In our Susquehanna Township loss, I think he had 5 points at half. We were down 17. They scored the first 4 in the second half, so we're down 21. He finally decided to become more aggressive. I think he scored 19 points in the third quarter. We had cut it to, in the fourth quarter, cut the lead to 3. He finished with 26, but we lost. Then he came back against Bethlehem Catholic and scored 26 points again. And in our both games with Prep, we were losing at halftime the first game by 7. And again, he was passing. So he came out and he got, I think, 19 points in that third quarter, got us from behind to a victory. And the second game he had 42 against them. So he's listening. He's not taking too many shots, but he's got to get double-figure shots.
Ken Bianchi here on the John Mendola Show as we talk Abington Heights basketball. They're into the state playoffs. Coach, how about some of the guys off your bench? And as you mentioned, you're really not missing a whole lot there. You're getting guys that are giving you hard quality minutes. They come in. They want to make sure they're hitting the floor running.
Right. Nate Hollander, he comes in. We like to have a point sub, another guard sub, and a big man sub. Well, Nate Hollander, he'll come in at either the guard or for JC at the point. He's a real menace when he's on the floor. Opposing coaches have told me he disrupts their offense. He's quick. He's strong. He's relentless on defense. He's a football player who has good instincts. We're at our best on defense when Nate's on the floor.
Well, Coach, I know you have a couple other guys off the bench as well.
Yes, John. We have Clay Basalega. Clay, he's all over the place when he gets in the game. He dives for all loose balls in practices as well as in the games. He'll do everything that we ask him to do. He'll take charges on defense. He loves to drive to the basket on offense. He's a high-energy guy, and he always gives us a lift when he's on the floor. And our inside replacement is James Sherman. James is very athletic. He'll run the floor just as well as Maxwell and Toro, and he can give either of those two guys a rest if they need it or if they get in foul trouble. So we're pretty good for those first 8 people.
Coach, this state playoff picture, a lot of great teams. You're one of those great teams. It's a one-game approach. There's no doubt about it. But if you guys play your best, I'm sure you feel pretty confident that you could play with any team in the state.
Yeah, we feel that way, and you can feel that way, but then you have to go and do it. Talk is cheap. You have to show it when you get on the floor, and we're hoping we get that opportunity.
Ken Bianchi, it's been a special year. Hope the run continues for the Abington Heights Comets. Thanks for taking some time out and joining us.
Sure, John. Thank you for having me.
That's Abington Heights basketball here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.